YouLi. When you come to your dashboard, you'll be able to create your first trip by clicking the Only button. Once you are in the Create Trip flow, you'll be able to specify all of the overview information about your trip that you know when you get started. So obviously you'll need a name. We'll call this the Bangalore event. You'll automatically create an alias, which will be used in the shareable URL that you might publish publicly. The duration, I don't know, but I'll just assume it's about 3 days. And it'll be sometime in September 2017. You can put anything into these boxes. They're simply strings. If you don't provide this information, it'll be calculated from the start and end date. So we're going to put a September 5th through September 8th. As you can see, my start date and end date doesn't match the duration string that I've put in there. And that's because I want to emphasize the 3 days, but in the itinerary I want to allow for people to come in earlier or later. So keep in mind that you can have your start date and end date not match your duration. If you want it to be automatically calculated, then you simply remove that and allow it to be calculated from the start date and end date. Then we'll enter the location, which is required, Bangalore, India, and that'll put it on the map for you. And you'll select your time zone. So I'm not entirely sure where Bangalore is in the list, but let's see if it shows up. Here, maybe it'll be somewhere around Islamabad, Karachi. Here, maybe this one. And for cost, this is where you would put in some sort of estimate around the price. So let's say this is a 3,000 US per person, double occupancy. So this is a high level number that will show up. Oh, and I've gone over, so let's make that per person. And we'll have to put the double occupancy in the payment details because the cost estimate is just going to show up in the top bar. So the payment details are going to say things like, the estimate is based on standard accommodation double occupancy for 3 days and 4 nights included. And so we'll say accommodation, meals, training not included. It's going to be alcohol, flights, extras. And this is also where you might want to link if you have any terms or and cancellation policy. This is where you would link that. So you would simply highlight this and link out to your cancellation policy. So assuming that you have that, you can link it there. Otherwise you can leave it out. This is completely up to you. Response due date, very important. This is going to be prompting them at the bottom of the page. So assuming you're traveling in September, you'll probably want a response by, let's say, mid-July. And you can always change that as you progress. So if you want to set that early to drive responses now, and then if you have latecomers, you can always keep pushing out that date. Response yes is what's going to show when they click the yes button. So we're going to say, you will learn so much at this course. So glad you can make it. And we're going to make that italic because we feel italic right now. And the response no text will be what shows up if they click the no button. To attend this time, please let us know if there is anything we can do to change your mind. There will be a note box below this, so you can specify that. They can use that note box to tell you if there's some sort of issue that they have, and maybe you can accommodate that and help them change their mind. So they will be allowed, if they say no, to change their mind up until the due date that you've specified here. Invitation text. This is what goes into the email if you send invitations directly from the YouLi platform. So please check out your invitation. It is personalized and waiting for you to say yes and customize your experience for the best training trip ever. Now the overview, this is really like a full blog post. This is going to be the first thing they see when they click through the email into YouLi. They're going to see your banner image, and they're going to see an explanation of what they're invited to. So this should be quite extensive, I would say, and definitely want to take some time thinking about this. For now, we'll just say this is where the details of this trip will be. Check back for updates and click into the itinerary on the left to see date, day by day breakdown. As a business, if you like, you can always link out to a logo. You can put in a trip banner, which we'll talk about later, and you can customize the labels. But we'll cover that after we've shown you what it looks like.